Here again with Mario Cantone, our fifth and final night of Creepy Cinema, and it is, of course, Halloween.
Halloween, which is why I picked this movie, because I've been waiting for 4 years. This is The Other.
Right. Just before we get into the movie, I don't quite get what your costume is.
Oh, it's velvet.
Okay.
You know what? I don't like to dress up for Halloween, but I like to dress up for Halloween.
Oh,
Look at me. I'm like the top of a gay wedding cake. Well, a single gay wedding cake. Unless you want to stand here with me.
So why was this so important to you? Why have you been waiting 4 years?
Because it is the most thrilling, brilliant horror film of the 70s, I believe, directed by the great Robert Mulligan, starring Uta Hagen, Diana Muldaur, and the 2 twins in it.
The twins.
Chris and Martin Udvarnarki.
So it's about these 2 twins, and one of them, Chris.
He's taught this game by his grandmother, by Uta Hagen, to go inside the body of a bird or the body of a person.
And experience life from in there. Like if your bird's flying, he could see them flying.
See everything from their point of view.
It's a dangerous game.
Oh, yes. It's a very dangerous game.
And Diana Muldaur, their mom, she's broken. Because her husband has been killed. This is like lingering over the family.
I love this movie, and I read the book when it came out, written by Tom Tryon.
The actor, Tom
Tryon, who became
a novelist right at the moment where he thought maybe my acting career isn't going to go the way I thought it was.
Absolutely. Most of his books were really great bestsellers. This was huge.
Yes, this is a really smart story.
Yes. Oh, it's so smart. He definitely wanted Robert Mulligan, and then, it was a very tumultuous relationship they had. It was tough. And the score in this by Jerry Goldsmith is beautiful and haunting, and it is Uta Hagen's first film. Now, Uta Hagen...
She was 53.
53 years old. She was known as a great stage actress. She's the original Martha in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. And she decided to do this movie. She hated doing it because she was so used to the theater, which is immediate. And she said, she just sat around doing nothing. She enjoyed Boys from Brazil, which was her second film and her final film, because she just had one scene. But I think she's really good in this. Didn't like her performance in this.
Well, I mean,
she felt that she pushed.
There's no disputing it. She's fantastic.
She's fantastic.
No, you're just right away, you're like, oh, this is somebody who just knows what they're doing.
Of course. And how about, of course, an acting teacher is critical of her own performance.
And she was so good, almost every scene she has is with one of these 9-year-old boys, right?
And those 2 kids, they were from New Jersey. They kind of just, it was an accident that they kind of went to an audition because they were looking for twins, and they had 3 or 4 different interviews, not even auditions, just interviews and just talking. And then they did a screen test and they cast them. And these 2 boys were very shy boys. They were not, gregarious and out there. And they give these performances that are so real and good, especially Chris, who plays Niles, who pretty much carries this film.
Yeah.
The twist in this movie, we'll talk about later, is something that's been used quite a few times after this. But this was the first time I really had ever seen
is that right?
This kind of twist, I thought. And this film is very debated amongst moviegoers, love, hate, and it's the same way for people that made this film. Love, hate, there was so many problems, so many post-production, during production, and the amazing thing is how this came out. It came out brilliantly.
I really don't get how you could be a fan of this kind of movie. I mean, I get it if you don't like horror movies, right? But this kind of movie, you might not like this movie, and it's generally not my kind of genre, But if you do, then there's no way this movie is not good.
No way.
It's first of all, it's smart. It's just
so intelligent.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Really smart. Yeah. Have you ever seen a twist like this? I mean, in 1972. Because remember The Sixth Sense? There was that same kind of thing where the person was dead the whole time?
That's right. And that was for people that was new.
That was funny. New. And when I saw that movie, The Sixth Sense, I was like, The Other did it.
I don't think there's any chance in 1972 that I would have sensed that kid was dead. Like the way that one kid seemed to be alone so often, and there was something different. I couldn't tell the kids apart. I didn't know which was which, right?
Well, they really are identical twins.
Right, that's right, yeah.
And the way Mulligan directs it, he doesn't cheat at all. They're never really in the same shot together, and he's never around anybody else.
Yeah, that's right.
But because Uta Hagen, speaks about Holland also like he's alive, that kind of infuses the audience into thinking, oh, he's still here. And I love this score by Jerry Goldsmith, those 10 notes. Oh my God. And they cut a lot of his score, which he was not very happy about, because he said that they said it was too scary. And he was like, wasn't that the point?
Yeah.
And some great performance. Portia Nelson playing Old Lady Rowe.
Oh, she was great.
That he kills with that white rat. She is so nutty, and just her physical stuff at the piano. And she was a cabaret performer in New York City. And Mr. Angelini, played by Victor French, he is heartbreaking in this.
Yeah.
And he usually plays kind of a heavy. He is so broken anyway, and then he thinks he killed a baby. And the way that spins out of control.
You know, there are all kinds of signs that I should have, I mean, you know, the one, it's 1935. The boys have like a picture of Bruno Richard Hauptmann in their room of the Lindbergh kidnapper.
Yes.
Like there was, like
Yes,
to
sir.
not recognize that we were going to get a baby kidnapping or the thought that we had a baby kidnapping.
And for some of the criticism of this movie, even though it got pretty damn good reviews, it is that Mulligan made it too nostalgic looking, too sweeping, too beautiful.
Like Summer of 42.
Like Summer of 42, but that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He's one of the most underrated
He's very underrated. Yeah.
directors in film. I just love him. So this is the thing about Halloween. So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with this movie. One year I was Niles.
You went
I
as
went
Niles.
as Niles. It was freezing cold, and I had the shorts on, and you know the.
But this wouldn't have been
stripes.
obviously when you were a little boy, because by the time we get this, you're a little.
I was 11.
You were 11. Weren't you born in the 50s? No?
59.
All right.
Anyway, I had the striped shirt
I want
on.
to point out you were at 11.
And
You were
I
at
was
minimum
11. I was a
13.
kid.
His movie's 1972.
Can I tell my story?
I can do math. You can't do math. 72 minus 59 is 13.
No, but December 59. So it was before. I was 12. All right, I was 12. So here's I can't do math. So I had the shorts on and the stripes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I just went out for Halloween. Doesn't matter if I was 12, 13, 14. Shorts, the striped shirt, and I couldn't get a Prince Albert tin, so I had a Band-Aid tin. You know, and in it was a cut-off finger wrapped in blue tissue paper and a ring. And I ran around screaming, "Holland, where's the baby?" That's all I kept saying. And then I would be like, "Trick or treat." They'd be like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm Niles." And they wouldn't know who the hell I was because the film was kind of,
Right.
not that well
Right.
known.
This wasn't a top box office hit.
No,
right.
it didn't do that great. But no one knew who I was, and I was furious. I would look at these adults and go, "You're an idiot that you don't know who I am. You don't know who Niles Perry is. Just give me the Reese's cup. I'm out of here."
Do you even know who Uta Hagen is?
Yeah, do you know? Did you read Respect for Acting? But I was really obsessed with this movie. I'm so happy we showed it. I think it's just a glorious film.
Mulligan and Tom Tryon really deserve credit for Tryon, who wrote the novel, wrote the screenplay, produced
Yes,
the film
he did.
also.
And I think he wrote a great screenplay. And, I don't know what the problem was. They did cut stuff. There's a bunch of scenes that they filmed that they had to cut. But I think the edit of this film is just right. And it is Robert Mulligan's. Just Tom Tryon did not have final cut. Mulligan did. And what you're seeing is Mulligan's cut.
This movie has these tragedies that you don't instantly put together,
No.
right? You see the kid we don't like falls on the pitchfork, right? And then the old lady dies of the heart attack caused by the rats, right?
Yes.
Or the rat,
Yeah.
right? So, and we're not tying that to anything. But since there had been 2 deaths immediately prior to this, like you wonder whether we're picking it up and this plan of action was already happening.
I think Holland had to do some really bad things
Holland
before
was
he died because Niles lived that after he died.
After he died,
So he was
yeah.
behaving as Holland, and
yeah.
as himself. So yes, absolutely, he did some very bad
Right,
stuff.
Holland was the bad kid.
He was
the bad
a bad
twin.
kid, but boy, it's just I love this movie so much. I can't say enough about it.
All right.
It's great. Just I want to say one thing more about it. It's not playing anywhere. It doesn't stream anywhere. You can't see it anywhere. And here you saw it on TCM, commercial free, and as always, uncut. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Yeah.
And this is another one coming up here on Halloween. By the way, Mario Cantone has programmed every Thursday night this month. A couple of films, part of Creepy Cinema. Tonight's theme, Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah. This is Willard from 1971. And this is a movie that was also very hard to see for like 3 decades. There was some rights issue. Throughout the 70s, you could see this with its sequel, Ben, like in second-run theaters and in drive-ins. It'd be a double feature. But then it was really hard to see Willard. So glad to...
I'm glad it's back.
Yeah, glad to have
Whatever
this.
the rights issues were. I think Ben the Rat had a really strong contract. He fought for residuals, didn't get them, and so that's why this wasn't seen.
Cast is led here by a very good actor still working, Bruce Davison.
Bruce Davison.
Yeah, and this
Fantastic.
is him very young. And then he's supported by a couple of anchors of classic cinema, Ernest Borgnine and Elsa Lanchester, who plays Willard's mother.
And they're both kind of hateful and two completely different ways. Elsa Lanchester is strange in this. It's a very weird performance.
Right. So let's set it up a little bit. So Willard works at what used to be his father's company, and Ernest Borgnine stole the company out from under his father. His father's now dead, and his mother is bonkers.
Nuts.
Nuts.
Willard? I'm cold, Willard.
And he's not, like, in 1971, like, he's not some anti-establishment rebel. He's this sort of meek, conservative kid,
Well,
right?
Be careful of the quiet ones.
That's right. Be careful of the quiet ones. Sandra Locke is in it. She's a temp hired by Borgnine to keep an eye on Willard, but she's a good person, and she connects with Willard, and you think, oh, this will be nice. There's a little relationship developing.
And Borgnine, you'll see, is just brutal. There's another one. He dares to be hated. That's very important as an actor. Dare to be hated.
I was reminded of the Ernest Borgnine chapter in Shelley Winters' autobiography, right? It's blank, right?
It's completely blank.
Blank. So
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Chapter
have
eight,
one thing to
Ernest
say about
Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine. Nothing. And meanwhile, they both did the Poseidon Adventure together.
That's right. In this movie, I suspect audiences were with Willard for almost until
No
the
question.
end. No question.
He's
because
the anti-hero.
right. He's the anti-hero, and he's sort of and all these people who've picked on him, right? His mother, and to a much greater extent, Ernest Borgnine, who's been just awful to him. That when Willard starts to unexpectedly get his revenge, because it does not seem like a guy capable of revenge for most of the movie.
No, and it doesn't start out that way. These rats are pets that he grows to love.
And initially, he's going to drown him.
Yeah.
But then when he sees the rats start to panic, he decides not to,
No.
and then the movie is off and running.
Yeah, it is.
The rats are grateful,
A lot of imitation films after this too, you know? There was
including the sequel.
Ben, the sequel is not as good.
Ben is one of the two main rats in this film.
And you know what?
Hmm.
In 1971, he won the Patsy Award for Best Animal Performance in a Film.
Ben did?
Ben did.
No, that's interesting. Because Ben, there are two rats.
This is why he fought for residuals.
Ben and Socrates are the two main rats
the white
here.
rat, yeah.
And there were multiple rats that played both Ben and Socrates. And a guy named Mo DeCesso was the animal trainer here on Willard and on Ben. And Mo got the rats behaving so well, so credibly, that this guy became the go-to animal trainer in Hollywood after this.
Well, you said he did Sandy and Annie.
He did Sandy and he did Annie, so I assume that means he did Sandy, and he did Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, to train one animal is one thing, but to have to train a slew of rats,
Yeah.
how do you do it? I'll tell you, you call the Italian guy and go, just get him in line. Well, he gets it in the end.
But I did not see this coming.
The first half of the movie, he doesn't train them to kill. You
No.
don't really kind of see him training them to kill. All of a sudden,
No, he's getting irritated at him sometimes. He's pissed off at Ben
yeah.
because Ben won't behave. Ben's not staying in line.
and it's his only relationship in this
yeah,
movie. He
totally.
tries with Sandra Locke. They can't do it, and mostly because of him. And this is what he has. This
But he
is
thinks
his life.
he's going to be able to with Sandra Locke,
Yeah.
because then he does drown the rats, which is a tough scene.
Yeah, it is a
when he
tough
kills
scene.
when he kills the rats.
But that's what
But then the other rats.
That's what
he
they
didn't-
don't
he didn't-
like
He
that.
didn't get them all.
Nope. And Jodie Gilbert playing Charlotte, very Lucille Benson, but it's not Lucille Benson. She's just constantly wanting to kiss him on the mouth and hug him, and he's just repulsed by her. And I found it really interesting that he didn't kill her.
He only killed one person, right? He killed Borgnine,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even clear that was going to end in death at that point. He didn't even know yet,
No.
right?
Because he used the rats
He'd use the
freak
rats to
people out
scare.
at parties, to
Right.
scare.
Right.
But Borgnine is just hateful. He's disgusting.
It's really tragic when he kills Socrates.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's a sad moment.
It's very
yeah.
sad. Because Socrates was the nice one.
Yeah, I don't think you should have brought him to work.
No, why would you?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You're putting him in that attaché case and you're bringing him to work. What's wrong with you?
So come on, man. So we mentioned, right, is only in the toss did we mention who the director was, Daniel Mann. Did you know, I did not realize this, Daniel Mann directed 3 actresses to Best Actress Oscars. Shirley Booth, Comeback Little Sheba,
Come back, little Sheba.
Anna Magnani in The Rose Tattoo,
Oh, I love that movie.
and Butterfield 8, Elizabeth Taylor, he directed that. So that's like 52, 55, and 60. Like that's, again, you direct 3 actresses to Best Actress Oscars, you know what you're doing.
You do know what you do. And I think the editing in this film is pretty good because they must have been a lot of editing with those rats. They had to figure it out.
And imagine for both Ruth Davison and Borgnine to have to, have the rats on you in the scene. That's got to be.
He's handling those rats
Yeah,
like it's nothing. And Bruce Davidson's really
Yeah, he's
excellent.
always been such a
wonderful,
good actor.
great and longtime companion. One of the first AIDS movies. He's a fine actor.
Before we go, I want to talk titles. The title of the book was Ratman's Notebooks, and that was the title of the film initially. And they also changed the poster. The poster had the rat, but then their concern was women won't go see the film if the rat's big. So let's bring the size of the rat down and more Bruce in the poster. And then it turned out that more women went than men. Maybe because of the poster, but it turned out they hadn't figured out yet who was going to go see this movie. And then it did really well.
And after, like I said, there were plenty of imitations. It was Stanley, which was rattlesnakes, and there was Kiss of the Tarantula, which was a woman training tarantulas. Piranha. There's all that. Piranha, I think, actually came first. Piranha.
I thought Piranha came after Jaws.
Yes.
Piranha came after Jaws. Yeah.
Jaws did it all too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sad it's over once again.
But next year, there's always next year.
There's always
You don't have to sing. You don't have to sing a song. We're having a conversation, and then when one person breaks out the song in the middle of the conversation, it kind of ends the conversation.
I'm trying to infuse musicality into you.
Yeah, that ship has sailed, my friend.
Ben, the two of us need look no more. This was a blast. I'm so sad when it's over. I always say this, but this is the thrill ride for me. It's a thrill. There's nothing better.
The crew everybody loves you here.
I love the crew. As Joan Crawford would say to the crew at the end at the wrap.
Have a Pepsi?
No. Well, that too. Have a Pepsi. But she'd really say, bless you. And Davis would come in and go, where's bless you? Did bless you show up yet?